And then when Clarissa was like, what she say? I said, yeah, what she say? And Clarissa said, where are your gold medals at?
Very silently confident, and she's got a job to do.
And I think Marshall stops her as well.
This is really is elite versus elite.
Yeah.
It could be a chess match. It could be a tear. We just don't know what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Do we? What do you think it's gonna be like?
I gotta go with that Eve track because Clarissa's that girl.
Best like Clarissa, that means you're number one, so I don't pick anybody to beat you because you're number one. But Marshall's the most interesting fight she's had on her hands maybe ever in her pro career. Last girl to beat her. And when I watched Savannah yesterday, she's trained by the Furies. She's got some of that Fury feints and rhythm to her.
Saw that.
Doesn't have the speed of a Tyson Fury.
Does not have the speed.
but she, you know who else she reminds me of along with Fury? It's got a little bit of how Kovalev's rhythm used to be. Tall guy, can punch, a little bit light on the feet. She's a problem. She's a problem. And she's not afraid of Clarissa. But man, do I love Clarissa.
Training and sparring with the champ Savannah Marshall, one of her primary sparring partners. Just been sparring there today with Savannah, and she, I mean, you did great by the way, but you know, she is a world champ, and
of course,
she's looking good, isn't she?
She's looking on fire today. She's on it today. I mean, every spar that I always have with Savannah is always different. The level is always different. The skills that she brings in the ring, even on the spar. I mean, when she get in this fight, you don't even see the whole of Savannah because she's always stopping her opponent. So I'm pretty sure on this one, she won't even want to stop Clarissa because she wants to show a bit of her skills on what she's capable of.
Short on the steps up and just creeping towards her opponent, making that ring feel small. And this will start to feel very, very difficult for Maria Lindberg now because the tempo has visibly cranked up.
And real spite behind these punches from Marshall, as you say. She's picked up the pace.
She's landed a few nice uppercuts this round, Savannah Marshall as well. She's throwing her right hand over the top, and if or when she misses, she comes back with a left uppercut right up the middle and knock the head back of Lindberg.
All the bad blood started between these two at this particular fight. Shields won the fight against Cozy. Marshall walks to give her peace of mind. And next thing you know, it's been bad blood ever since. It's been going on for the past several months. Can tell I've been posting a lot of information about Shields and Savannah fight coming up, which I think is going to be one of the most hellified fights coming up for the women's boxing bouts. I think it's going to be huge, but the comments are so unfact-finding and delusional. It just gets to a point like, why are you negating Shields? But we really do know why Shields is being negated. It's almost like they want Shields to take all her accomplishments just to give them over to Savannah and say, hey, just walk away and just say that you just forfeited the whole career that you ever did in your whole life. So what I did is a little digging and researching on other YouTubers who's speaking on this whole fight game that's coming up in September, and I found some really interesting ones. But here they are. Check them out.
Now, this is a dangerous fight for both women. Right? But just understand, we take risks here. This is not for the timid. There is significant risk involved in this fight. Enter the room with both eyes open.
I 1000% agree with exactly what he just said, because this fight is deeper than what most people like to think and believe. I mean, look at the comments. The comments are very delusional. The comments are just way out of pocket, not even giving Clarissa Shields the acknowledgement of the fact that she can do her thing in that ring. But this is the thing about coming into the ring with both eyes open, is that this fight means a lot to certain people. They will almost do anything to get a win. But what they don't understand is that Clarissa Shields knows exactly what's going on. She's not stupid, far from it. And on top of all that, she knows exactly how to handle herself in that ring. And there's other entities that's definitely taking place in that ring with Clarissa Shields. Continue on, my man.
But I do believe that styles make fights. And I do believe that Clarissa Shields with one of boxing's best jabs. Should win this fight based on jabbing and moving. What I want people to do is to look hard at Savannah Marshall. And I want you to think about Antonio Margarito. Right? Not the plaster on his hands, which devalues his entire career, but his feet, his punch selection. Right? Understand, Margarito was a guy who would throw a lot of uppercut type punches. Right? He would throw punches from his waist. He would throw them coming upward. Right? He was a punching machine. And what he would do if you pushed him onto his back foot is he would plant his left leg. And he'd still be able to throw punches when his right leg hit the canvas. Savannah Marshall, in my opinion, one man's opinion, is a lot like Antonio Margarito, who got beaten by movement by Manny Pacquiao.
Once again, I have to agree with this one because I don't think Savannah understands this type of language of even talking about planting anything. One thing about Marshall, she definitely, whatever her trainer tells her to do, she's going to do it. She doesn't know how to find her own rhythm within her own stance of fighting. One thing about Shields, which she has grown to do, is understand her rhythm, understand how to throw her punches, use speed, get in, get out, and she learned to have her own rhythm. When you look at Marshall, she's trying to be everybody else except Marshall. And I think that when he says plant her foot, that's way out of league for Savannah. Once again, I agree with him. Continue on.
Because Margarito needed to plant his left leg right in front of his right to throw his right uppercut, to throw his withering right shots to the body, right, to throw his left hook. And understand, Marshall needs to plant her left leg in front of her body to do the same. Right? This fight lines up well for Claressa Shields. I don't care what happened in the amateurs. That's too long ago to matter.
When you're the best, like Claressa, that means you're number one. So I don't pick anybody to beat you because you're number one. But Marshall's the most interesting fight she's had on her hands maybe ever in her pro career. Last girl to beat her. And when I watched Savannah yesterday, she's trained by the Furies. She's got some of that Fury feints and rhythm to her.
Saw that.
Doesn't have the speed of a Tyson Fury.
Does not have the speed.
but she, you know who else she reminds me of along with Fury? It's got a little bit of how Kovalev's rhythm used to be. Tall guy, can punch, a little bit light on the feet. She's a problem. She's a problem. And she's not afraid of Claressa. But man, do I love Claressa. Like, she just,
The knockout was good for Claressa.
100%. That's what she wanted.
Nobody, there's no competition for Claressa. So what? You're the GOAT. And now, you got somebody, well, she's screaming Savannah Marshall. And because of the history, if you don't know the history, you're like, okay, well, now you have a reason to want to see this fight with Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall. So
one thing I have to say about Claressa Shields, all her opponents, they always coming in with the high KO ratio power of knocking her out. They're much more taller, and they always want to clench down her to hold her down, to really pretty much wear her out. But at the end of all that, she always come back stronger, faster, quicker, and she definitely always get the KO. Maybe not on the floor, but she always gets that KO, and she always come out on top.
Feel small, and this will start to feel very, very difficult for Maria Lindberg now because the
because if the fighter's not on tune or lets other things bother him, the only thing that should bother that fighter is when that bell goes and doing your job. It's the same as what I say, the fighter's not got to worry about what's happening in front of them, not reacting to everything they're doing. They've got to do exactly what they're doing. Like I said to you off camera, it's about being ice cold, and that word is not really... People say things, he's ice cold, but what do you mean by that? People don't take time to dissect things, what they actually mean. What it means is, forget what they're doing, do what you're doing. You've heard things time and time again where fighters has been took out of rhythm, because they start doing the other man's fight or the other woman's fight, and then they're losing control. So it's all about that. So ice cold means no emotions, doesn't it? Do your thing, and it'll be enough.
It's true, you can't ram down people's neck all week that you're going to do this and you're going to knock a girl out and you're going to put on the show, and then fair enough. Like, she got the win, not taking anything away from her, but she was boring. It was boring, and fair play to Emma Posen. She took some good fights, she took some good whacks, but she can get rid of it.
I think she's got a love-hate relationship with anyone who says that she's not the GOAT. And I think if you disagree with that, you get blocked. I think that's her way of dealing with it, isn't it? Block you, or send you a load of abuse.
And the talent that's come to fruition in the last couple of years under Peter Fury with this chemistry, do you feel now is the moment, the time for you to become the undisputed middleweight champion?
I do, yeah. This fight has been a long, long time coming, but we're here now. And September the 10th, I will be the new undisputed middleweight champion of the world.
And what is it about Claressa? Obviously, there's the decade of history. Is there jealousy that she went on to become a double Olympic champion and the world titles at different weights, and that you've had to struggle harder? What is it? Or is there, as Claressa said, a dislike, not a hate? What is there from your side, Savannah?
No, not at all. I'm a fan of Claressa Shields. What she's done for the sport is amazing. She's a pioneer for the sport. But the reality is, she doesn't beat me. She didn't before, and she won again. And that's what it is, and it kills her. Look. It absolutely burns inside.
What burns inside?
The fact that I beat you, and I'll beat you again.
It burns inside of you that I got 2 Olympic gold medals and you have 0. That's why you kept begging for the fight. That's why I can beat her. What else have you done to sell yourself? What else have you done in your career besides brag about beating me 10 years ago?
I've knocked out people you went 10 rounds with.
No one you fought was elite.
You are?
No one you fought was elite. They were good.
The same people.
Hannah Rankin was your best opponent. Who else was your best opponent? Name them.
I'm not saying that. We've boxed the same people that didn't go the distance from me, but
you fought against Femke 3 years after I fought against her.
Skipped out the ring with you. Yeah, and you haven't improved.
Who haven't improved?
You haven't improved since Femke.
Please stop. You declined 2012. That's why you never won nothing else after.
And aren't you glad I did?
No world championship.
All this
no Olympic gold medal.
Years ago.
1 belt.
All this gold rubbish would have been over in 2018.
I got 5 belts over there. You got 1.
It'll soon be over here.
It'll soon be over. Please. You're not gonna beat me. You're not gonna beat me.
I'm not just gonna beat you. I'm gonna outbox you. I'm gonna.
You're gonna outbox me or knock me out. Pick one.
I'm going to hurt you, and I'm going to outbox you. That's 2 for you.
You're not going to knock me out, and you're not going to beat me.
I'm going to hurt you, and I'm going to outbox you.
Are you going to knock me out?
I'm going to hurt you, and I'm going to outbox you. That's all you need to know.
It doesn't sound like a knockout to me.
Yeah, all-female card. I'd say, for me, Marshall, and I think Marshall stops her as well. Not sure when, late or early, but I think Marshall will stop Claressa Shields.
I only see one winner, and in the end, it's going to be Savannah.
Shield and Savannah Marshall, who wins?
Savannah Marshall.
Predictions for the 2 championship fights, or would you rather not?
You know, my girl Shields, I mean, she has all the heart in the world and the skills. You know, Savannah does have power, but I think Claressa Shields, her skills were neutralized the power.
With both hands, give it as good as she got, but ultimately it's just going to come down to the levels, and at the moment Claressa just looks a massive level above.
But here's one more YouTuber who I feel that I respect his analogy. He really breaks it down in fair form and fair fact. I want you guys to check it out. Here we go.
Now, mind you, they have a note here. Only 5 women have held all 4 versions of the belts and been an undisputed world champion. One of which, Claressa Shields, has been the only boxer, male or female, to have done so in 2 divisions. Those are the facts. So, it's not so much that I think Savannah Marshall can't fight or that she has no chance, but these are the facts. Claressa Shields has fought more undefeated fighters. Claressa Shields has fought more fighters who've had a full training camp. not last-minute replacements.
See, this is what I like about my man right here. He thoroughly breaks it down. He's giving you his analyzation of how Marshall's been getting these KOs. If you look at a lot of these women fighters that she's been fighting and getting them out of here, they don't even look like they're in great shape. They look very questionable. And when she hits them, they look very much like pillow fists, as she called Shields to have. A lot of these women do not have the stamina to stay in the ring with Marshall. They make her look very good in the ring. And I have to agree with that right there.
Okay, we're going to try something here. Obviously, let's address the worst kept secret in the world. You are on a collision course with Claressa Shields. She was watching in the States tonight. Just going to pop these headphones on. If you look at that monitor, we've got a message for you.
Savannah Marshall finally broke the Savannah Marshall curse. In the amateurs, 4 times we're supposed to fought against each other, and she lost the day before each time. But today, she pulled through with a second-round knockout. So congrats. See you next year, girlie, and show you what a real fighter and what a real champion fights like.
I'll take them back off you. Your reaction to that? This is set up perfectly now.
Oh, what a load of crap. Claressa couldn't last 2 rounds with me. 2 minutes, never mind 2 rounds.
I just had to add that. I've never seen Savannah Marshall so confident in her ending bout. Let's go back to my man.
Not last-minute replacements, okay? Because if you discredit anybody that Claressa Shields fought, you have to discredit all of the people that Savannah Marshall fought, okay? That's just a fact. 2 gold medals, 2 times undisputed, will possibly be 3 times come this September 10th, but let's stick to what's facts right now. 2 times undisputed, fastest boxer in history to become a 3-division world champion, right? Only boxer in history to unify all 4 belts in 2 different divisions. She's undefeated, right? But she gets a lot of slack. Why? Because she talks. She's outspoken, right? Savannah Marshall is the great hope that they would like to see defeat Claressa Shields. But as it stands right now, looking at the 2 and what they have done in the sport of boxing, from what I can see, from the evidence that I can see, that's tangible, Claressa Shields is the better fighter. Does that mean Savannah Marshall can't fight? That's not what that means. Does that mean she has no skill? That's not what that means. That means when I look at the physical, tangible evidence, Claressa Shields is the better fighter. Now, you guys are hoping, because of how you feel, that Savannah Marshall will be the one to dethrone the self-proclaimed, and I also proclaim her to be, as well as many of her fans, the GOAT. Okay? Claressa Shields has elevated her status. She started out as Cannonball's daughter in the early amateurs. By the time she hit the Olympics, she was known as T-Rex. By the time she got done with her professional career, up until this point, she graduated to the GOAT because nobody can challenge her status. Now, you say she has no power, you know, she's sloppy, she throws slapping punches, Savannah Marshall is not the same fighter, you know, she's much better than she was, yada, yada, yada. But the tangible things that you can weigh a fighter on, Claressa Shields surpassed Savannah Marshall. I had one guy in the comment section say the only reason why Claressa Shields got the opportunities to win the belts that she won was because of her 2 gold medals. So she was always put in favorable positions. And that might be true, right? But here's what's also true. Savannah Marshall participated in them same Olympics and had the opportunity to win those same 2 gold medals. She did not. So, like I said, as it stands right now, Claressa Shields beats Savannah Marshall.
My same sentiments exactly. And guess who also feels the same way?
And be like, yeah, this is what I'm about.
Yeah, you always say that, that's nice, but I haven't got a crystal ball. Do you know what I mean? I'm expecting a tough fight from Lolita, and I'm not overlooking her. I wouldn't expect anything less. I think I'd be a bit disappointed if she just come and just, you know, sprawled out on the canvas. But I'm under no illusion that that is the biggest fight out there for me. I mean, and when that fight is over, maybe after a rematch or whatever.
It's true, you can't ram down people's neck all week that you're going to do this and you're going to knock the girl out and you're going to put on the show, and then fair enough. Like, she got the win, not taking anything away from her, but...
And?
It's not happening.
You lost right there. Lost again.
MMA fight the other day, please, if I can.
Clarissa Hammer fist. The big hammer finish. I said I hope she doesn't come at me with them, because I'll be in trouble. That's all I've got to say.
Leave your comments down below. Tell me who you think is going to win, which we all know who most of you think is going to win. And check out some more of our videos. Subscribe and like.
She got me a nervous wreck.
Boom!